Okay. Have you ever had one of those stretches, a few weeks where you're just so tired you feel like you're walking through cement?
Yeah, and you start getting these weird, itchy rashes out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you realize you're grinding your teeth so hard at night, you're pretty sure you're going to need a new jaw. We always blame, like, stress, right?
Ah,
Or bad sleep.
of course. But what if the real culprit behind all that is a tiny freeloading roommate you didn't even know you had?
That is a deeply disturbing thought. If I have to tell my dentist I have an invisible infestation, I am sending you the bill.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into the very sneaky world of internal organisms,
Parasites.
parasites, these unwelcome guests that might, already be thriving inside you. But the goal here isn't panic. It's all about knowledge.
Right. So our mission today is to unpack the surprisingly subtle signs that these tiny squatters are getting a little too comfortable, look at their incredible, almost sci-fi survival tactics, and then
Most important.
figure out how to gently, encourage them to find a new place to live using natural methods.
Understanding their game is really half the battle.
Okay, so let's unpack this. If you are playing host to these microscopic villains, your body's not going to just send you a polite email.
Not at all. It's sending out distress signals, and they're the kind that often get, completely misdiagnosed.
So forget what you see in the movies. We're talking about 7 really subtle signs that something is literally eating your lunch.
We've put together what we're calling the parasite checklist, and number 1 is persistent fatigue.
And this isn't just, oh, I need more coffee.
No, it's a general lack of energy that no amount of sleep seems to fix. It's often because the parasite is just consuming your essential nutrients.
Okay, number 2, a persistent rash. You might think you've suddenly developed a new allergy or something.
But really, it's a sign your immune system is on high alert. The parasite has breached a barrier, maybe your gut lining, and it's gotten into your bloodstream. That rash is the immune reaction showing up on your skin.
And then there's unexplained weight loss.
Yeah, this is a big one. If your clothes are suddenly loose, but you haven't changed your diet or exercise routine at all,
It means they're literally stealing your food.
pretty much. They're living in your small intestine and consuming a huge portion of your calories, which leads to deficiencies.
Then you've got dramatic bloating, which makes total sense if there's a battle happening in your gut. And then the weird one you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, teeth grinding.
Yes, bruxism, especially at night. It sounds so random, but it's a classic red flag for certain infestations.
It is. And moving down the list, we have itching.
Ugh.
Specifically, anal itching or discomfort in other private areas, often a prime indicator for things like pinworm.
And finally, something that sounds so modern, but is actually ancient. Crippling anxiety and brain fog.
Which just shows how deeply an imbalance of microorganisms in your gut can affect your head. It can make you feel fuzzy, disconnected, or just excessively worried. What's fascinating here is that the relationship between us, the host, and them, the parasite, is anything but casual. It's an ongoing, ancient, and highly competitive battle.
So it's like a biological arms race where neither side can really win, but both have to keep adapting just to stay in the game.
Precisely. It's what scientists call the Red Queen hypothesis. Both sides are constantly co-evolving, developing new strategies just to survive. Honestly, if we never had pathogens, our immune system would never have been forced to become as strong as it is.
That is a surprisingly positive spin on being infested. So what kind of, super secret spy tactics do they use that makes them so hard to kill?
They have a few major strategies. The first is what I call the camouflage trick. The parasite can literally cover itself with a protein that mimics something that belongs in your body.
Uh-oh, it puts on a disguise.
It puts on an internal disguise, yeah. It lets them just walk right past security without triggering an immune response.
That's sneaky. Like putting on the mailman's uniform to get past the guard dog.
Exactly. Their second strategy is the dormancy strategy. They are incredibly patient. They can go into a kind of hibernation.
And just wait.
And just wait. Until you're stressed or older, or your immune system is weaker for some reason. When your guard is down, they activate and start to thrive.
Okay, but the one that feels like it's straight out of a science fiction movie is behavior modification.
Or outright mind control.
You're telling me a tiny worm can influence my decisions?
Well, take the famous example, Toxoplasma gondii. This parasite needs to be in a cat to complete its life cycle.
Right.
So to get from its intermediate host, a mouse, to a cat, it actually manipulates the mouse's brain chemistry. It makes the mouse fearless of the smell of cats.
No way.
It makes the rodent more likely to run towards a cat instead of away from it.
They literally hijack the operating system to get where they want to go. And if they can do that to a mouse, it makes you wonder how much they could be influencing our anxiety
It
levels.
really does. And they also launch a very sneaky nutrient attack. A major strategy is to downgrade your body's ability to absorb vitamin D.
Which is a huge deal.
A massive deal. Vitamin D controls your T cells, which are like the quarterbacks of your immune system. They coordinate the whole defense. I mean, 10% of our entire genetic code is associated with vitamin D.
So if they take out the quarterback,
They basically own the field.
if they're that clever, then how on earth did we let them get past the velvet rope and into the party in the first place?
Well, there are a few common ways we invite them in, often without even realizing it.
Let's start with the insiders. You're saying not all parasites are, from the outside.
Right, that's a key point. Sometimes microbes that are supposed to be friendly just go rogue.
Like what?
Like E. coli. It's perfectly friendly in your large intestine, but if it travels up into the small intestine, that change in environment suddenly makes it parasitic.
Okay.
Or H. pylori, which is linked to most ulcers. It survives in the stomach by releasing a substance that neutralizes the stomach acid that's supposed to kill it. It's biohacking its own environment.
And then there are the unnecessary risks we take, like with our pets.
Absolutely. Or even just breathing in dirt particles from, say, a construction site.
Huh.
Soil is packed with microorganisms, but yes, getting too cozy with a pet that sleeps with you or that you kiss. Animals are constantly picking up parasites outside and can transmit them so easily.
Then there's the big one, the nuclear option we use against infections that actually opens the door for these guys.
Antibiotics.
Right.
Taking antibiotics just kills everything, the good and the bad bacteria. It severely compromises your immune system's barrier, which leaves you wide open for parasitic infections to take hold.
And finally, the feast we serve them every day.
They are definitely not on a low-carb diet. They thrive on simple stuff, refined sugar, starches, flour. If your diet is heavy on junk food, you're basically rolling out an all-you-can-eat buffet for them.
Okay, so we've identified the enemy, the battlefield, and how we invited them over. It's time for the eviction notice.
And the goal, we have to stress, is not zero parasites. That's probably impossible.
It's about balance.
It's about reducing the excess load so your own immune system can regulate and handle the rest.
Okay, so before we run out and buy all the herbal remedies,
Yeah.
there's a prep phase, right? Because killing them off too fast can make you feel awful.
It really can. You get these backup symptoms like constipation or flu-like feelings that can last for weeks. So to prevent that, you have to keep your bile duct open and flowing.
So you're clearing the pipes first.
Exactly. We recommend a bile salt product, TKA, on an empty stomach for 2 days, 2 capsules in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. It just ensures everything moves out smoothly.
Okay, internal plumbing is clear. Now for the natural anti-parasitic arsenal, what are the heavy hitters?
We always start with the egg killers. You have to destroy the eggs or they'll just come back. For that, you want wormwood extract and clove. You just follow the label and take them with a meal. Then you bring in the real heavy hitter, black walnut extract. It contains a compound called juglone, which is incredibly potent. It's super bitter, has a strong smell.
Which is how you know it works.
It signals strong anti-parasitic activity, yeah.
And what about food? If you could only pick one thing from the grocery store, what is it?
Hands down, garlic. It's one of the best anti-parasitic remedies out there because of its sulfur compounds. Aim for 2 or 3 cloves a day.
And I heard pumpkin seeds are good too.
Pumpkin seeds are great. They contain a chemical that actually paralyzes the parasite, so it loses its grip on your intestinal wall.
Wow, so it's like a natural knockout drug in your trail mix.
It really is. And you should also be including supportive foods, like fermented vegetables, raw sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir. These build up your good bacteria. But a quick warning, don't overdo things like oregano oil. Too much can cause a pretty negative reaction.
Fine, we have to go back to the quarterback. Vitamin D.
This is the vitamin D mandate. Since the parasites are actively trying to sabotage your vitamin D receptors, you have to fight back. And this is critical. We're talking about a temporary intensive protocol.
This isn't your everyday dose.
No. We recommend high pulse doses like 20,000, 30,000, even 40,000 IUs of D3. But you must pair it with magnesium and zinc for it to work. And crucially, this should only be done temporarily under guidance.
Right. It's about making sure your immune system is the undisputed landlord of your own body.
Exactly.
So the next time you feel mysteriously tired or anxious, or you catch yourself grinding your teeth at night, remember that you might not need a vacation. You might just need a cleaner house internally and a stronger defense system.
We've learned that survival is a two-way street. Our tiny internal residents are constantly working to outsmart us. So the fight isn't about total elimination, it's about maintaining an environment where your immune system is just too strong for them to take over.
So here's our final thought for you to chew on. If they thrive on sugar, weak gut barriers, and low vitamin D, what simple things are you doing right now that might accidentally be rolling out the welcome mat for your uninvited microscopic guests?